So every time Conor McGregor posts a video of him training, as you guys know in the past, Triple C and Conor McGregor, we've gone back and forth with a lot of things. Conor McGregor continues to keep doing the same thing, trying to look pretty on Instagram, like the wannabe Instagram model that he is. I say we go at it, dude. I say we make this fight, and that's it, man. Let's talk is cheap, dude. You've lost to a lot of these guys. You commented on all the videos that I do about you. I am a smart human being, bro, and you know that. And I want to expose you, and I want to expose it live on pay-per-view if you are willing to sign that contract. People want my feedback from this, so I'm extremely happy to debut is what I call fight feedback, where I'm going to be breaking down right now Conor McGregor. So let's take it to the big screen. Automatically look at how Conor McGregor whines. I mean, my biggest thing with Conor McGregor is like, yeah, he does hit hard if he's able to land, but there's a lot of telegraphing going on with the shoulders, with the hips, what's your next shot? So he needs to cut a lot of this stuff in half. And the biggest thing that gets him in trouble, Conor McGregor, is the fact that he's always wants to knock people out. He's obsessed with it, but at 155 pounds, the power is different. A lot of winding. When you wind a lot and you do a lot of that stuff, you miss your second shot. So there's a way where you keep that cylinder up. Yeah. Power. Yep. And they're stationed. There's no setups here. You know, I know he's working on power, but there's no setup. There's nothing in order for him to come in and actually convey something. That he's not hiding whatever it is that he's doing, because you should be training as you should fight. Now let's get ready for the next tape. And now we have Conor McGregor kicking. And look at how much air he's catching. Like, yeah, this might be a little Hollywood, because you actually want to be grounded when you're kicking. This is how somebody can take you down, or somebody can catch you coming in by popping you in the face. Too much air. Notice this right here. You know what I mean? You never want to be off the ground, because there's too many tools of mixed martial arts. From by the time you get down, they're more likely not going to hit you. They're going to take you down, because a fighter can fill the space. And I just can't help but noticing, like, these are his coaches. He's got a bigger gut than Triple C. Jesus. Too much power. I go back for Conor McGregor, and he needs to stop throwing power. You know, this is the thing that's going to get him taken down, and he does not want to do that. He needs to be careful there. Now let's take it to the third clip. And last and final clip, which is the recent one that Conor just posted out. Look, extra movement unnecessary. Extra movement unnecessary. Too much whine. I'm going back to the exact same thing. And if you notice, Conor McGregor, I want to see him. Yeah, look. Yeah, if he lands, he will. If Conor McGregor does land, he will pass you out. He will knock you out. The only problem is he disguising what he's doing. If you're able to disguise and hit somebody in the right spot and be precise with what you're doing, then that equals to success. But just too much whine, man. Too much power. Power is not the answer, Conor. You know, you do have a skill set, but I don't think you really know how to use all your tools, because number one, your position's off. You're too heavy. You're too wide in your stance. I know that's the same reason why you produce power here, because of your striking. But people caught onto it, and that's the reason why they're kicking your legs. You see, it's so much harder when you're wide to get out or to check a kick, because just the timing of it, but your hands feel good. But this isn't the sport of boxing. So for that reason, I want to break it down into three things. The technical, the tactical, and the threshold. You guys get the point. Anyhow, let's go over these real quick. Number one, is the technicals, the technique. Are your techniques up to par? One thing that does scare me with Conor McGregor is he's overthrowing his hips, and that's a huge no-no. He overthrows his hip, but number one thing is his actual stance. He's a little too wide off of his stance. If you're a little too wide, you're not gonna have the ability to check kicks. Yeah, you may have the ability to punch, but you may not have the ability to kick. Because remember, the wider your legs are, the more comfortable you're gonna feel here, and the more power you're gonna think you could produce. So for that reason, for the technical, I'm gonna have to give Conor McGregor, I'm gonna have to give him a B-. You know, I'm gonna have to give him a B- just for the simple fact that I was gonna go C, but he's a proven champion. He's beaten people before, so his technique, he is precise with this thing. And one thing that I will credit Conor McGregor is his composure. He has the ability of staying here even when he lands something and being composed, being that stone cold killer. But at the same time, until you actually put the pressure on him, is where that actually kind of tends to change. Now let's go over the tactical. Does Conor McGregor have the ability to be tactical? Can he fight everybody different? Or is he just gonna be that southpaw that's just gonna counter? Or is he gonna be that southpaw that just presses people? I think this is one of the biggest things that I feel like Conor McGregor really needs help on, is does he have the ability to be a chameleon and fight people different? Because your strength is not always your strength according to the person that you're actually fighting. So are you gonna fight fire with fire, or are you gonna bring water to put out the fire? And that's the question that I have for you. So the tactical, from experience, Conor McGregor fights everybody the same. So for that reason, I'm gonna have to give Conor a C. And the last but not least, I'm sorry, is the threshold. What is the threshold? The threshold is your gas tank. Do you have the ability to be able to withstand 5 rounds without throwing so much power? Because that's one thing that you do not do. So let's go back to the threshold. The threshold is your gas tank. It's just the most sophisticated word of saying pretty much your condition. So your threshold. My biggest thing with Conor is he throws too much power. If you throw too much power, you're gonna get burned. This isn't a video game, or even the video game. If you throw too much, the energy bar will eventually go down to it, and you'll end up losing the game. So they see the exact same thing here, and this is the biggest trouble that Conor McGregor has out of the 3 T's, out of the technical, the tactical, and the threshold, because he's been stopped. And sometimes fatigue is his biggest enemy, but it's more of that tactical sense of how is it that he's actually training. You know, his threshold, but he has shown the ability to go 5 rounds with Nate Diaz. But for that reason, I'm probably gonna have to give Conor McGregor a C-. So that's my breakdown of Conor McGregor with the 3 T's, the technical, the tactical, and the threshold. That's my breakdown. Hate me or love it, the dog's on top. So that's my 5 feedback for Conor McGregor. Number 1, as I said before, is going to be his position. He's a little too wide on that front leg. It's the same reason why it takes him a long time to get out. You cannot check, or you cannot bounce out if your base is a little too long. Number 2 is going to be his distance. Understand where you're going to kick. Understand that there's different distance when you punch and when you actually kick. So depending on what is it that you want, you're going to have to really find and discover those 2 different distance. And number 3 is you understanding your threshold, Conor McGregor. You need to really understand your threshold, dude, because you throw too much power, and especially guys at 155 pounds. These ain't featherweights no more where you catch them on the chin. They're going, and they're going night. These are the guys at 155 pounds. Really know when to use your power. You cannot just throw power like crazy, because that is not going to help you, because we all know that you always run out of gas. So those are my 2 cents. Fight feedback. Triple C is out. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!